Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel Udav Tech. So guys, in the last video we created a patch API and we checked out the difference between put and patch API. So these things we have checked in the last video. Now today the only thing left is a delete API. So let's say we are already having some records in the database and we want to delete some record, and picking it up by ID we want to delete some record. So how we can do that? For that we are having a HTTP method called delete, and for that we have to create a delete API, and we are having a separate annotation for that as well. So we will be getting that ID today. So let's get started and create that particular delete API. So for that we will be using a annotation at the delete mapping, and in the argument we will be giving a URI for delete product. Okay, and now we will be defining the method for this. So the method will be public response entity void. We will use the same. We will not be returning anything in this particular method. We will just return that okay 201 it has been successfully created, your request has been created and the data has been deleted. Okay, and the method name will be delete product, and it will get only an ID. And now we have to use a repository and delete this particular record. So we will do repository.delete delete by ID, and we will give this particular ID into this particular method. Okay, so what this particular method will do, it will find out that which record in the database. Let's say we give this ID as 1. Okay, so this particular record where the ID is 1 should get deleted. So this particular repository will do a search and will find out where the ID is 1 and will delete this particular record. Okay, so let us get back to the API class, and I think that's fine, and let us return this HTTP status, which is nothing but HTTP status.created. Okay, okay, let's save this changes, and let us go to Postman and create one more API. So let us clone this patch API and let us create a delete API. So let us go over, and from here we will select delete, and here we will be using the same URI which we have defined in our code, which is delete product. We will copy this and paste it over here, and the body we are only going to get a ID. So for this I think we have to define a request body, and inside that we have to give ID, otherwise it won't take. So let us have a @request body, which will be an integer ID. Okay, so let's see if it works or not. I'm not very sure for this one. So let us save this and start our API, and let us go to our Postman, and this ID one should got deleted in that from the database if this request is successfully processed. So let's see that our API is up and running, and let's hit it. Okay, so JSON passing error we are getting. We cannot give integer directly like this. So otherwise we will have to use query params or path params. So that thing we are not doing right now. So let us change this to an object. Okay, so let us have an delete object, delete request. Okay, and delete request dot get ID. We will be having a method. So let us create this delete request. Okay, so we will again go to DTO package and create a new class where we will be naming it as delete request, and inside this we will be using the first. Let us close the server, and we will be using @JSON serialize, and then we will only be having one attribute, which is private integer ID. Okay, let us have a getter and setter for this one. Okay, now it is done. Let us go to our product API and let's start, save all the changes and let's start the server. Okay, some issues there. Okay, this we have not imported this one. Let us import this one from DTO package. Okay, now all the errors are gone. Now let us start this API and let's see if it is working fine or not. So the server is up. Let's go to Postman and try to delete the ID which is having the ID as 1. So let us go to the database and first check. Okay, so this ID is here. Now it should got deleted after our request is processed. So let us give a request. Now it is giving us a status back of 201 created. That means our request is successfully processed and the record should be deleted from the database. So let us check that. Let us go to the database and refresh this. Okay, so that particular record where the ID was 1 now is deleted. Only we are having one record where the ID is 2. So this is how, guys, we can create a delete API. So till now we have covered all the APIs. We started with the post API where we added new product data to the database, and then we used get mapping, get API where we fetched all the records from the database. Then we used the put API where we updated the whole record in the database. Then we used the patch API where we updated some of the attributes in the database for one particular specific product. And then today we created the delete API where we deleted one product by its ID. So guys, we have covered almost all the important methods that REST APIs are used for and all the HTTP methods. So that's it, guys, for this video. Till then, see you in the next video. Bye bye.